Welcome to Coffee and Candor. This is Amber.
Chris.
Ross.
And Brandy.
I don't know why you got nervous when you did that.
I don't like going first on anything.
It's not like you haven't done 200 episodes of this podcast.
I know. I don't even like being first at like a red light because then I have to go first when it turns green. I'd rather be behind somebody.
No, you go first.
She's waving motherfuckers. No, not all of y'all.
Go around me.
So there was this apartment complex in Wynne, Arkansas. It says multiple tenants at a Wynne apartment complex say they're being evicted because of unpaid rent, even though many of them claim they're fully paid up. Residents at the unnamed complex on Bridges Avenue said that almost all of the 24 tenants at the complex received a notice giving them until Friday to evacuate. This was I think this was like on a Monday. They gave them 1 week.
Mm-hmm. Which I thought you had to give them 30 days notice.
Yeah, I did too.
How? I get kicked out tomorrow? Where are me and my kids where are we supposed to go? Jackson's eviction notice claims she's behind on her rent, but Jackson says that isn't possible. I paid. The government pays our rent, she said. Noting that the money goes directly to the apartment complex.
Yeah, so that would be like a Section 8 type of thing. Mm-hmm. And that money doesn't go through her hands at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Ashley Parker says she also got an eviction notice. In her case, she said she had planned on withholding July's rent because of unresolved maintenance issues, including mold, a missing smoke detector, and peeling floors. I've been paying it every month faithfully. I just decided, no, I'm not going to pay this month because it ain't fixing anything. But one day after her rent was due, and she said she was handed an eviction notice. Parker said residents usually have 5 days after rent is due to pay.
So they already had those printed up.
Mm-hmm, but I'm not going nowhere. They're going to have to put the feds on me. Me and my kids are not going nowhere. I asked her, how am I behind when I haven't even been here long enough to be behind?
Fair question.
Someone else said, why me and my crew have to go somewhere, sir? Like, that's not right for me and my crew. So I'm guessing, probably like in Christian's case, when he worked out of town, they would rent, like, apartments.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So this is probably a work crew that they're just getting kicked out. And they tried to get a hold of the landlords for an explanation. They won't message them back or anything.
Sounds like they want to up the rent and they have to get everybody out so they can
do it.
Mm-hmm.
But shouldn't they... Isn't it law to give like a month notice?
Yeah.
Well, it's also law
they got like
that
a week.
It's also the law that when you have a legal and binding lease, you can't break it without some substantial legal ramifications.
I think they're counting on they won't make a fuss.
Or they're probably counting on they can't afford to hire a lawyer, which that's a real shitty thing to do.
That happens a lot.
Yeah. Wow, that fizzled out pretty quick.
That shitty
We can talk about Summer Wells.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
She's this little 5-year-old girl in Tennessee, I believe, that I think it's been like 2 weeks now.
She's been missing?
Yeah, she's been missing. And so there was a TikTok video of that. The first thing I saw was a TikTok video of this little girl in the back seat. She was asleep, and she was leaned up against 2 gallons of milk. So that's the first thing I'd ever seen.
She's been missing a month.
Has it been a month?
Wow.
Yes.
And a lot of people were saying they thought she was dead in the video. So I was like, oh, what is this? So I started looking into it, and then I got that they had gone swimming earlier that day, and she had gone under the water for a little amount of time. So people were talking maybe it was dry drowning. Because she looked really pale in the video, and this little girl that's outside all the time. So she's got a bit of a tan.
Yeah.
She looked very washed out in the video. Later, so what the timeline is, the mother who I think has something wrong with her, or she's just very uneducated, or there's something mentally
was not
wrong. Because, she's just odd. I'm probably leaning more towards uneducated. She just seems kind of...
Yeah, she was very rough around the edges, but she also seemed medicated to me.
Yeah. In that video, it looked like she was doped up on something.
Yeah.
Not like drugs, but like something that...
Like maybe they'd given her a tranquilizer. Or,
yeah, she just seemed very...
Like all of her
slow.
Even her blinks were...
drawn out.
Slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was something weird about all that.
So the mother says that she left her 3 small sons at home, so it was just her and Summer, who's 5. They were going to the hospital to pick up, I think, her mother-in-law or something. Something happened at the ER, so they were going to go pick her up. But then she goes to pick up, I guess she had been in contact with this 15-year-old boy that is her ex-friend's now, I guess, son.
Okay.
And he didn't want to be around his grandmother because she's a bitch.
Okay.
And she was like, okay, well, I've got some errands to run. We can come pick you up. So they go to the hospital. I guess they pick up the mom. They have to go to Walgreens to pick up her medication.
Okay.
There's going to be a wait on that. So there's this, like, swimming hole down the road or across the road. We'll just take Summer go swimming for a little bit. So they were there, I think, 20 minutes or something. She has a TikTok video of her splashing around, her and the 15-year-old boy. I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
People keep bringing up this 15-year-old boy like maybe he did something, but I haven't seen anything that...
Like...
And they said at
suspicious.
Walgreens, she bought the 15-year-old some Twisted Tea and some Puff Bars.
Okay. It seems questionable.
Yeah. So that's questionable.
Yeah.
She says she never gave him any alcohol or anything. I don't know. They leave there, go pick up the medication. I think she ran to the grocery store. That's where the milk came from. Or maybe she got that at Walgreens too. I don't know. No, she did go to a grocery store. Drops him off at home. Her and Summer go home, I guess. Okay, this is where I'm confused about some stuff. Maybe I haven't looked into it enough. She was supposed to be picking up her mom. But I've only heard of her, the 15-year-old, and Summer at the swimming hole. She said when she got home, she dropped off the boy. And they said, so you came home, y'all were alone. Yeah, when we got home, we were. She dropped the boy off. But she never mentions the mother or mother-in-law again. So I was confused by, like, where did she go? So I was confused by that.
That's weird.
So later that day, she says her and Summer and her grandma were planting flowers. Summer wanted to go inside. She walks her to the front door. The boys are inside on the computer or watching TV or something. Hey, boys, keep an eye on Summer. She goes back outside. For like 2 minutes, she says. She comes back inside. Asks the boys, where's Summer? She's in the basement playing. She had a little playroom down there. She yells down the stairs. No answer. She said, Summer always answers me. So she goes down there. No Summer. And there is a door to the basement. It's like the house is kind of built on a hill, so even though it's the basement, there's a door to outside. Which supposedly didn't have a lock. It's got a deadbolt on it, but they said maybe it didn't work or it wasn't locked or something. They think someone came in and got her. Now,
out of the playroom.
Yeah, or lured her out.
Yeah.
Now they're not in a community like this. There's not a lot of people
It's
around.
rural.
People said they have a bunch of dogs that if they know the person, they're sweet.
Fine.
If it's a stranger, they go crazy barking and everything. If a stranger had come up, the dogs would have alerted somebody.
Yeah.
I would think where they are, because it's kind of like a road comes in and goes around their property. Their property is kind of right there, and if anybody had come up, I would have think they had noticed.
Yeah, I just saw something where they were talking about when they brought search dogs out, that the search dogs were alerting through the woods, not down the road. So that's interesting to me.
There was one, because I watched a bunch of body analysis people. There was one part where they were interviewing the dad, and he brings up resurrection, which I thought was really weird.
I was just looking at
nowhere.
that. Yeah, he'll see her at the resurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
It was odd.
That's pretty suspect.
And, like, what they asked him it was just a weird answer
weird
to a
segue.
question. But he has one of his sons with him. And one of the body analysis guys says, when the father says, she wouldn't just leave on her own. She doesn't just run off by herself. The little boy, like, instantly, like, puts his head down. Like, maybe that's not true. Like, maybe she's gone out.
And, he doesn't want to disagree, but...
Yeah, I mean, the boy didn't say anything at all during the interview, but they said his body language, just at that one point...
was like a reaction.
Maybe, like, he was, oh, yeah, she does go out by herself. Do you know where the 15-year-old lives? Does he live, like,
I don't
close
know.
by?
I haven't been able to find that.
So where did the search dogs end at?
It just said that they went off into the woods at the property. Hold on, I'll see. Pull it back up.
And just stop looking.
Hold on.
See, a lot of body analysis people, they don't seem to think that the mom's lying about it. But I think with her Bell's palsy,
Yeah.
whatever. Oh my God, y'all are children.
Her balls palsy.
One side of them won't move.
Frozen.
I think that's hard for them to.
Yeah, so it is,
And if she was medicated, which she really seemed like she was.
something was not.
There was a couple of things, like, the whole time she was talking about Summer, there was no emotion. But when she started talking about how hard it was for her boys and to see them cry, she started showing emotion. But there was nothing with Summer.
Yeah.
And in every interview, they said Summer Summer was. It's all past tense.
Oh, wow.
Donald Wells has
That's not
believed
good.
since day one that Summer was abducted from their home. He said that belief was confirmed fairly quickly by search dogs that picked up her scent in the backyard and followed a dog trail through the woods that ended at Ben Hill Road.
I'm gonna have to look up the map because they did like a drone
Aerial.
shoot of their property.
Said, we've had several people sneaking around here, but we've had them sneaking around at night. We've never had somebody up there at 5:30 in the afternoon that we know of. They didn't come up the driveway. They came up a dog trail from the woods. The police canine dog that they used, that's where the scent took them, down through the woods, not the driveway. At Ben Hill Road is where the dog's scent ended. I already knew all that. For that, it just confirmed it for me. That's weird.
And excuse me, somebody had mentioned to the police, I guess, or the media.
A person?
Had mentioned a small red Toyota truck. And the mom says, I don't know of any truck like that. I haven't seen one around here. And I'm like, who made that? I want to know who made that report about the truck.
Who reported the truck?
And then one time the mom was talking about she never goes out by herself out of the yard past the swing set. And everybody thought that was weird, past the swing set, or to the swing. She said something about the swing set, which people thought was odd. Maybe it was kind of like a little. She knows what happens. So I'd like to know if that swing set's by the dog path. What's the dog path?
I guess it's like where the dog, like, have worn like a deer trail or something, like,
So the dogs have access to that area. It sounds like.
Yeah.
So why? So if it was somebody they knew who snuck up through the woods, they wouldn't have reacted.
If they were, it would have just been like no big deal. It wouldn't have alerted.
Another weird thing is the mom's sister. What did they say? 12 years ago,
Yeah.
Okay.
disappeared without a trace.
And it's never
They've
been.
never found anything. Which is odd.
That is odd. That's more than coincidental. No, like I said before, I don't believe in coincidences anyway. But yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find this.
So
They
they did lie detector tests on both parents, and they
She
passed
failed the
them.
first one.
Well, that's what I was just reading about. This is the dad saying that. Said, how did lie detector tests play into the investigation? And then the dad says, at first I didn't get no sleep for 2 days. I couldn't sleep for 2 days. It was the worst misery and pain I've ever felt in my life. I wasn't able to take a lie detector test. They made me wait a little bit, but when I did take it, I passed. They made Candace wait 5 days longer to take hers. She just wasn't able to. She tried, and she wasn't able to.
I wonder if that's because they need a solid baseline.
Yeah, it said people are saying we failed and we took another test. That's not the case. When we were able to take them, we both passed.
Because someone said, I think it was the 15-year-old boy. He said that she had either called him or texted him saying, I failed the test.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they have
But
to
the
have record.
15-year-old boy had filmed the test?
No,
the
mom said that.
mom. There was something weird going on between
The mom and
this,
that
this
15-year-old.
mom and the 15-year-old, which was her friend's son.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think he would have anything to do with her because,
Yeah, ooh, she
yeah,
Was she fugly?
she's unfortunate looking.
yeah.
Well, and not only is she's not an attractive woman, but then she's very country and has real bad teeth and has shaved her head.
Oh wow! So she's just going all in with the.
Yeah,
fugly.
she's just like, let's just take this as far as we can take it. And
Let's see how far we can go before people actually gag at the sight of me.
throw rocks at me when I come into town.
Look, it's a troll.
Um,
Like those goblins on Lord of the Rings.